Welcome back, pro wrestling fans. Welcome back, IWC. It's your old buddy, the Guardian of Chaos, Big Daddy. And I tell it like it is. Once again, live on location. You can see the bugs are gathering around already. And no offense, I'm not talking about you geeks and goons and neckbeards and mouth breathers and virgins and that have the brain of a dehydrated BB in the IWC. Man, no offense. Kayfabe, what I say. So, as I said, sit back, relax, grab a beverage. We're here for a brief show because you know this isn't a fucking podcast. This is a show. One man, unique, unedited, unscripted, raw dog for you, the fans. It's Wednesday. So, believe it or not, you know what that means. Another 4 hours of AEWDynamite tonight. What I think they're calling it Summer Blockbuster. Last week it was Fyter Fest. It was an okay show. I can't complain. Some decent stuff came out of it and some other stuff not so much. But that's the business. That's the industry. So I'm going to kick back, relax, try to update you on what I have for tonight's Summer Spectacular, as they call it. Let me see. Summer Blockbuster from Portland, Oregon. And I don't know about that when in 2020 they had the Summer of Love with all those assholes up there. No offense, man. I don't want to get... That's another story for another time. I'm here to talk about Summer Blockbuster tonight. I will be reporting live here on Guardian of Chaos, the YouTube channel for Chaos Corner, where there's over 5,000 videos, 1.5 million total views, and I owe it all to you, the fans. Shout out to my mods, the OTS Tribal Queen, and of course my brother from another mother, and that would be Austin Nance, holding it down, keeping it real, and maintaining it. As you can see, I have the handheld, so bear with me on this. It's gonna be one heck of a night. 4 hours. Get your espresso, and we're gone. All right, guys. Follow me over on X, a.k.a. Twitter, at Big Daddy GOC. And the GOC stands for the Guardian of Chaos. Here's what we have. When I did the preview for Fyter Fest last week, we didn't have all the matches. You know they don't announce everything. They come up with stuff last minute. So there will be things that I'm not covering here that will be on the show tonight. So I bet you're wondering where I am, huh? Well, keep wondering. No offense. Here's what we have tonight. First off, no me joda maricón, muévete culo pendejo. What I say, man? De nada. Lighten up. No offense. Mystico returns tonight. Now, I'm not sure who Mystico will be going up against. I don't know. Maybe Garouche. Maybe the Beast Mortos. I mean, there's a lot of luchadors presently right now in the WWE and especially also in AEW. You know the relationships, AEW with CMLL and, of course, WWE with AAA coming out of Worlds Collide this past weekend before Money in the Bank. And Worlds Collide was an excellent show. Everybody's talking about Iguana, the Iguana Man, and the puppet. I get it, man. Just like with Haley Cameron, Harley, whatever the heck her name is in AEW with the puppet. And now Iguana. I get it. But what is this? 80s rock and wrestling? Are we going back to doing this for the kids, the little kids? It's all about merch and how much money they could make. And I know that you guys know that. Again, I apologize for my hand. It's right here. Here's what we have. Again, I like to do these impromptu episodes while I'm on the road, running errands, going to meetings, trying to book venues, setting up the future for Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, and different things that I'm involved with. So I hope you guys understand this is just about a daily occurrence for the GOC. Well, that's me. And of course, American made. Third generation American. Third generation Italian American. Very proud of that. My parents, well, actually my grandparents, great grandparents, all were immigrants when they came to this country, but they weren't illegal, and if they were, they became legal very quickly. And I guess people find it hard to understand that being illegally in this country, whether you're a good person, hardworking person, contributing to society or not, is plain illegal. That's another story for another time. You take that how you want. I'm just telling you that I'm American-made. Tonight, as I said, Mystico returns. Thekla takes on Queen Aminata, two young women in this business that are certainly qualified to get into the ring. So I'll be interested to see how Thekla holds up against Queen Aminata, who's become a cagey grappler. And she's been a very tough opponent from the champions on down, Queen Aminata. Say that 3 times fast. She's a good worker. So let's see how Thekla, newly arrived, does against the Queen. Also, Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford, the Megasis, bow down, geeks, because you know you want to. You're only here for tits and ass and trying to get a sniff. None of you act like you've never had a woman before. Let's be respectful and appreciate the athleticism, their ability in the ring, instead of G-strings and thongs and fishnets. Can we please focus on the sport, the entertainment, the business at hand, instead of thinking that you're going to get a kiss or a date at an autograph session or make all these comments? It makes you look very immature and like you've never been with a woman before. Come on, men, guys of the IWC, do better. So Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. Bayne is definitely a beast. Legs like kegs and shoulders like boulders, and she can cut a promo, we're finding out. You know my personal connection to the Megasis. So they go up against TJ. That's right, I said TJ. Anna Jay and the returning Tay Mello. She's back. So they had a 1-week storyline with this. Anna Jay a little bit longer with Megan Bayne. So I don't see any way that Tay Mello and Anna Jay go over on Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford, because that would, in my opinion, just ruin what you're trying to do with Bayne. But all the other 3 women aside, Megan Bayne is your future in AEW if you book her the right way. I know she's already lost to Toni Storm. You had that storyline, but you got to bounce back with the storyline for Bayne. She's your future when it comes to the women's division. You have a lot of young women, whether it be Thekla, Queen Aminata, Tay Mello, Anna Jay, Sky Blue, Julia Hart. Well, I get it, man. You always obviously have Toni Storm. Where the fuck is Deonna Purrazzo? No one has any idea. So there's talent there, but... And of course, the Mercedes Sasha Banks is your number 1 gal. So we'll see what happens at All In Texas between Toni Storm and Mercedes Moné. We know where they're trying to head, right? All the titles to Moné. I think it'll be a mistake, just my opinion. We also have tonight, speaking of Julia Hart and Toni Storm, the AEW Women's Champion, Timeless Toni Storm, who really has done an incredible job with this gimmick for the last year or so. And she doesn't even really need to do the gimmick, the movie star, the Hollywood, because she's an unbelievable grappler in her own right. So I'm not even sure that she has to do that gimmick, but it's certainly the best thing going in women's wrestling. And she's one of the best in the world, next to your wrestlers like Rhea Ripley and now the young ladies who have stepped up, from Stephanie Vacour and so on and so forth. And people could throw in Mercedes Moné, and Toni Storm's at the top. There's no 2 ways about it. She goes up against Julia Hart, again, one of the young ladies that I've already just talked about. Easy on the eyes, all of them. And I can appreciate that for all you geeks out there. But let's focus on what they bring to the table. Tonight, no way Julia Hart goes over on Toni Storm. Storm has taken a couple of pins in tag team matches, and let's see what they're going to do with this. I'm taking Toni Storm. I'm taking Thekla over Queen Aminata. I'm taking Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford over TJ. Again, we don't know who Mystico will be going up against. Then we have Kyle Fletcher from the Callis family taking on the pride of wrestling, which I disagree with. It's Pride Month. I get it. For everybody that lives that lifestyle, that's on you. Just don't jam it down my throat, because I really don't give a damn. And if that's how you identify yourself, and that's the only thing that identifies you, then you have problems. But that's another story for another time. I treat everybody equally. I don't care about your sexual orientation, your religion, your creed, your culture. You know what that means to me? None of it means a fucking thing to me. Okay, but when you push your own personal agenda, as I said earlier, and that's the only thing about, and the only way you identify and can identify is the 5-tool player, the pride of wrestling. I know what the agenda is and what you're trying to push. He's a great athlete, in great shape. But can we keep it to professional wrestling? That's just my opinion. And two great athletes. Fletcher is the future of AEW, the future of this business, one of the hottest, fastest rising, growing stars in the whole IWC, in the entire wrestling world. So I expect this to be a very competitive bout. I expect it to be top-notch. I'm sure Billy Badass, Mr. Gunn, Mr. Ass will be in the corner of Bowens. I don't get that whole relationship there either. I really don't. Things that make you go, none of my business, don't give a fuck. So that's going to be a match for the ages. I can't see the Callis family, maybe outside interference, which there always is on these shows, no matter what company and organization you work for, what promotion. I'm going to take Kyle Fletcher over Bowens. I think it's a no-brainer. No matter how great you think Anthony Bowens is, and he's the pride of wrestling and the 5-tool player, I disagree. The guy's in great shape and he can work. Well, I get it. Can't take that away from him. The personal shit, garbage, I'm not for, and I apologize for the cussing. I'm taking Fletcher over Anthony Bowens in what I expect to be a good wrestling match. Also tonight, Will Ospreay, well, before I get on to Ospreay Strickland 2, the Hurt Syndicate, we like to hurt people, they like to hurt people, I like to hurt people. MJF, the almighty Bobby Lashley, and Shelton Benjamin Shelton, if you're Hulk Hogan, in a trios match against Speedball Mike Bailey, Kevin Knight, and I believe Commander. Now, let's face it, Bailey, for what he does, although he looks like a little child, he's excellent in the ring for what he does. You can't deny his abilities in the ring, Speedball, but he's such a small guy. Same thing with Commander. Unbelievable luchador. What this guy does, not many could do that in the ring, except for maybe El Hijo del Vikingo. No offense, man. What'd I say? So that trios match, again, you can't expect Bailey, Knight, and Commander to compete with two beasts and then the future of all pro wrestling and current wrestling, but they've really dropped the ball and he's lost his luster. Just my opinion, and that would be MJF. So we'll see what comes out of the trios match. And Kevin Knight, is he an unbelievable high-flying grappler? The guy's in great shape. He's going to be in this business for quite some time. You could strap a rocket to him and maybe give him one of the mid-card belts, but I see Kevin Knight with a bright future. The guy's in great shape. So, come on. Hello? McFly, is anybody home? Bueller? Anyone? Come on. With MVP in their corner, there's no fucking way the Hurt Syndicate and MJF lose his trios match against these three grapplers. Then we have Ospreay Bruv and who's out Swerve Strickland 2. The second meeting between these two of the best in the world. Certainly two of the best in AEW. There's no denying their talent with these two men and their future and where they're going. I'm a big Ospreay fan, and I respect the fuck out of Strickland, who's worked for my home company at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling before. So I've gotten to know Shane Strickland a little bit. This, as the kids say, will be a banger. Oh, banger, I don't even know her. What did you say? What'd I say? Now, I'm trying to think the first bout. Did Ospreay, somebody in the chat, Austin, Jen, whoever's in the chat, whether it be Hooligram, Otis, Funny Rob, Bay, Scripps, Midmo Stark, Future, Kratos, Hooligram, I already said, right, my boy? Whoever's in the big old Otis, I think I said as well, the guys who have their own channels, let me know for sure, because, you know, I have amnesia and deja vu. I think I've forgotten this before. My mind's like a lazy Susan. It'll come back around. You got to remember, I'm out in the effects of the weather and the sun right now. Beautiful day here in the shadows of Titan Towers. So Ospreay Strickland 2. I think Ospreay won the first bout, if I'm not mistaken. This will be one for the ages. This could be match of the year candidate. It's just my opinion and what I think will happen tonight. I'm really looking forward to Ospreay and Strickland. Swerve has really come a long way to become the face of this company. Will he end up turning heel? Do you make Strickland heel? Because it's always face against face in this company. You don't know who's a heel, who's a face, a rudo, a technico, so to speak. So we're going to have to find out. The lighting here, I'm sorry about that, fans. Bear with me with the lighting. We're outside. We're in the elements, man. We're live on location. So Ospreay Strickland, I'm going with Will Ospreay. Now, would I be surprised if Strickland won because he could use this? We're leading into next month into All In Texas. This could go either way, in my opinion. It really could. Two of the best in the world. I'm going to go with Will Ospreay. And then speaking of All In Texas, coming up, Will Ospreay. Kenny Omega against Okada. That will be one that we've been waiting for a long time. I'm wondering if you guys can still see me. It got awfully bright out here. So tonight is the signing. Omega and Okada. We know their history in New Japan. We know they've met at least a half dozen times before. I believe Omega has the edge. Tonight, the signing between the two biggest stars, perhaps, in AEW and globally. Two of the biggest, especially coming out of the land of the rising sun. Konnichiwa, bitches. Arigato from the Chaos-san. The international champion, Omega, against the continental champion, Okada, at All In. I expect sparks to fly tonight. At least I'm hoping so. So tonight will be the signing. And again, I'm looking forward to that match, which has been match of the year before. Okada and Omega. That's what I have for tonight. And again, I'm not sure about the lighting. I hope you guys are still here, because it looks like the camera got dark here. The sun got bright. And I can't thank you guys and gals enough for being here when I'm live on location, impromptu. Much love and respect. Stay mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually fit, because if he's for us, no one could be against us. It's a tough world out there. You see what's going on in our country and around the world. Stay vigilant. Use your own discernment. Keep your head on a swivel. Surround yourself with like-minded people. And be prepared. If I could put that message out there. I gotta go. Tonight I'll be reporting 4 hours of AEW Dynamite. Summer Bash, Summer Catch, whatever it is. I'll say that to say this, because I tell it like it is. Don't you dare miss it.